Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Hiroshi. Hiroshi was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, different ideas came and went, leaving him uneasy and tired. He often felt sad about his past and worried too much about the future. Because of these thoughts, his mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm, couldn't sleep well, and had even forgotten how to smile. One day, Hiroshi heard about a faraway village in the hills of Japan. People said that a wise old man lived there. This man used to be a well-known psychologist in the city. He had helped many people in his life and taught them how to find peace in their minds. But now, he was old. He had left the busy city life and moved to a quiet village close to nature. Sometimes he still gave advice to visitors. Hiroshi became curious and hopeful. He thought, maybe this wise man can help me find peace. After many days of long and tiring travel, Hiroshi finally reached the village in the hills. When he arrived, he saw a small house covered in greenery. On the porch, the old man was sitting quietly. His eyes were closed, and he looked very peaceful. Hiroshi walked up to him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and gave a calm smile. He said, "So, you are searching for peace? Then come with me. I will give you a small task." He led Hiroshi to his little yard and filled a glass with water all the way to the top. The glass was so full that even a small shake would make it spill. He handed the glass to Hiroshi and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and then return. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Hiroshi looked at him in surprise, but he wanted to do his best, so he accepted the challenge. He held the glass carefully and started walking. The road was narrow and busy. Some people were walking, some running. Shopkeepers were calling out, and dogs were barking. But Hiroshi didn't look around. His eyes stayed fixed on the glass. Step by step, he walked slowly and carefully. People glanced at him with surprise, but no one disturbed him. They knew he was learning something important. Finally, Hiroshi returned to the old man and said, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water." The old man nodded and smiled. Then he asked, "That's good, but tell me, did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Hiroshi looked surprised and said, "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focused on the glass." The old man smiled again and said gently, "That is the secret. Something that was always inside you, but you didn't notice. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, confusion, or unnecessary thoughts. You were only thinking about the water in the glass. At that time, your mind became completely quiet. You were not sad about the past. You were not worried about the future." Slowly, Hiroshi began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace is not something we must find outside. Peace already lives inside us when we stay in the present moment. Hiroshi bowed his head and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must keep it in this moment. That is when real peace comes." The old man smiled once more. The sun was setting, and the last light touched the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Hiroshi began walking home, but he was no longer the same restless young man. He had changed. He was peaceful inside because now he knew how to quiet the mind. If you liked this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.